Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Vampire the Masquerade. I'm your host, Kilvin, and joining me is actually just one player today.
Hello.
Yes, that's Andy. So I've also removed the other four from the top of the screen to help inform people that just you are playing today, because we're doing a series of off-the-weekend little one-on-ones with hopefully most of the people. Hopefully. I don't know. It's been a busy week. We might not manage to get through it all. Some people might have to wait till next week.
Oh well. I'm special.
So, let's see. Now, you are Malkavian, and
Yes.
it's a little bit crazy.
Just a little bit.
And following the party, you end up following Keegan around for half a night.
Back to Combs.
And what did you do after that? Just go home?
Yes, I go home and I sleep after the discussion we had.
And should memory serve, you live here on this almost completely invisible dot.
It's lavender.
It's just nearly invisible against the map background.
Oh, different one.
Sorry.
Lavender's my favorite.
It's fine. It's just hard to see. One of those things. You gotta pick the right color. I mean, to be fair, my black isn't particularly visible against a lot of this area either.
Let's try that.
Alright. So yeah, you basically live out in the suburbs.
In an apartment
Alright.
with other people.
Alright. And anything else we need to know about your apartment? You should say you have roommates.
Yes, two of them. They're both young, and I look young. It's a pretty ratty apartment. I don't pay much for it.
Yeah, because you aren't exactly very wealthy.
Nope.
You only have 1 point of resources, unfortunately.
Yep.
No, it happens. That said, at least tonight, you will be given a chance to get a little more money under your belt.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Because this night, you're actually awoken by a rattling at your chamber window. I was trying to make an Edgar Allan Poe reference there, but it did not work.
Rapping, tapping on my chamber window.
Yeah, pretty much.
-1 blood point?
Yep.
Okay. And I guess I investigate the window.
Well, as you pull back the curtain, you can't help but see a curious-looking crow. Just look up at you.
Really going after that Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, no. If I was going for the Edgar Allan Poe, it'd be a raven.
Okay, fair enough.
So, and then it goes, caw! And then taps the window a little bit more.
Is there anything attached to its legs?
Yes, actually. There appears to be a piece of paper wrapped around its right leg with a little twine.
Okay, can I grab the raven and take a blood point from it? Feed on it a little. And
okay.
Take whatever's on its leg and send it away.
I hate to tell you this, you killed the raven feeding on it.
Okay, fair enough.
Or crow. Well, I guess it's a raven now, alright. Either way.
Why not?
Yeah, so yeah, unfortunately, animals like that often only have a single blood point to give you.
Okay, so I'm back up to full.
Yeah? Oh, you probably should have checked who it was from before you did that.
Well, what's on its leg?
Well,
don't underestimate my ignorance, Kelvin.
Yeah, we already seen that tends to happen. Well, you sort of unscroll the piece of paper and find that it is actually from Atreus.
Okay.
The leader of the Tremere.
Oh, he won't care.
Yeah, you know, it's not like he and or one of his underlings spent a few nights training that bird.
No, not at all.
Right. If anyone asks, you don't know what happened to it.
Exactly.
Yep. All right. Wait, what is your current humanity rating?
6.
Okay, you're fine then.
Yeah.
Just checking, because I mean that would count as property destruction.
Really?
Oh yes, since it's a new night, you've actually recovered 2 willpower, because it's been 2 days. It is now the 23rd of December.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, so at least you have a few points of willpower.
But going into the 23rd, nights are confusing. Like at midnight, it turns the 23rd. Does this matter?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
That's just how we identify what night it is.
Okay.
Upon midnight, it is what day? It is the night of that, then.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, it happens to be a message from Atreus, and he is summoning you to the Central Library.
Where is that?
Well, it's actually in the Imperial Palace. It's also speculated by many to house a hidden entrance. No, that's Belvedere Palace. That's built out in the suburbs again. The Imperial Palace is in the central part of the city, located right here.
Oh, I zoomed way far out. Hold on.
No. Oh, no. Like, you might notice that there's actually a couple of walls in Vienna.
Uh-huh.
And you'll notice that the palace is inside all of the walls.
Oh, okay.
That's the easy way to note.
Well, then I start walking.
Mm-hmm.
Down it looks like there's a pretty determined path.
Yeah, very conveniently you happen to have basically just a street you have to follow.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, walking isn't exactly the fastest thing ever, but it does get the job done.
Can I steal a horse?
Don't
want
it's not recommendable.
Yeah, I'm going to. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, luckily you're on the good side of town, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not too bad tonight. There's a couple of shady-looking characters, but none of them make a move on you.
Okay.
So things are improving from last time you walked out of your house.
Roll.
Oh. Alright. And after a couple hours, you finally arrive at the central square, and the Grand Imperial Palace of the von Habsburgs stands in front of you.
Quick question. Where's Elysium in the city?
You're going to need There's a lot of Elysiums.
Okay. Where's the nearest to my house? Apartment.
Good question. Let me figure that out real quick.
Okay. I would appreciate knowing the nearest to my apartment and the nearest to the Imperial Palace in case I have to run.
The Imperial Palace itself is actually in Elysium.
Okay. That's good to know.
Rather handily, it's more or less you're just not allowed to enter the Imperial Palace. Just stay out.
Do I have to roll intelligence occult to know where the nearest one to me is?
No.
Okay.
And I think it might actually be Aruman's bar.
Lovely.
Oh no, wait, that's on the other side of town.
Well, they can be saved for later.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one. I have the locations, I just haven't actually properly placed them in the city.
Okay.
I need to consult a map and get back to you.
Alright.
Alright. So, now reaching the Imperial Palace, there are 3 main branches. There's the Imperial Museum, there's the Imperial Library, and the Central Imperial Palace where the royalty actually, reside.
Okay.
So, presumably you head for the Imperial Library.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I head for that. And do I see anything along the way?
Well, roll Perception Occult.
Okay. Just double check my character.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Oh, very good. You notice a few almost slightly out of place gargoyles standing watch over you. And you can't help but notice they've kind of been following you.
Okay.
This isn't particularly abnormal. The Tremere tend to employ gargoyles as shock troops, I guess you could say. They're very physical, and very dumb, and very obedient.
Okay.
Which, makes them good servants for the rather mentally based Tremere.
Right.
And generally speaking, it's really hard to go anywhere in the central city as a vampire without being followed by them. But the fact that they haven't swooped down, picked you up, dragged you 500 feet into the sky and dropped you is a good sign.
Okay.
Generally means you're invited.
I hope I was, unless I misread.
Yeah. So, you can't help but watch like, is this gonna turn ugly? And it turns out it doesn't.
Can I use Eyes of Chaos on the gargoyles?
Okay.
Right. And that is Perception Occult.
Alright. You see a hideous, room-sized... What's the best word to describe it? But let's call it a hideous, room-sized uterus.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And, attached to this uterus is, about a regular human's upper torso. And this poor woman is screaming and squealing at all times.
What do you mean attached? Like, there's
at one end of this, almost giant uterus.
Okay.
The uterus is oddly kind of almost made of stone as well.
Okay.
And it seems like this woman has birthed 100 gargoyles or more.
Okay, that's gross. Okay.
Yeah. Not exactly the most pleasant thought.
All right. Well, I continue on and try to find the library, unless I know where it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, thankfully it's pretty obvious, although it is closed at this hour.
I knock.
Well, it's not even so much that you knock. You just sort of walk up to the library. There's 2 guards standing guard. And they look at you, and then they squint a little bit.
I presume I brought the letter with me.
Hmm.
Can I show it to him?
You may.
Oh, God, that doesn't sound good.
Well, they're human guards.
Oh, human guards.
What is the first tradition?
Okay.
Do not reveal thy nature of the blood to men.
I didn't know they were human.
When I said guards, I'm more meaning just Imperial Palace guards.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Then can I try and find a secret entrance? Can I? I'm gonna roll Dexterity stealth, so I can hide from them.
All right, you're going to try and sneak in through a window.
I am. Okay, fair enough.
All right. Well, it takes a little shimmying, but let's start with a Dexterity stealth check. All right. And now, if you wouldn't mind, a Dexterity security check.
Okay.
Do you even have any dice or any points in security?
Nope. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're not successfully able to open a window, I'm afraid.
Does matter. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are these the only 2 guards I have seen along the way?
Well, you sort of see them sort of spaced out. Every so often there's another guard. And there's a couple of guards around every door.
Are there any nearby doors to these guards that have been guarding the library?
Yeah, they're standing right next to a set of doors, in fact.
Okay.
One on each side of the door.
I mean, are there any guards within eyeshot of these 2 that I've seen?
Not really. The street's pretty dark. So, and it's past midnight at this point. So,
Okay. I don't know why this is such a puzzle to me.
It's just 2 humans.
I know. Can I haunt one of them?
Alright. Seems excessive, but very well.
Well, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, that's the great thing about disciplines. When you have no idea what you're doing, you can just fall right the fuck back on them.
So I'm actually gonna try and haunt the one on the. Okay, I'm assuming the window is on the side in the building. Whatever the opposite guard is to the side I'm on, I'm gonna haunt his hearing. And
I see.
That would be I spend a blood point and perception. Oh no, manipulation subterfuge. Difficulty of perception self-control.
Okay.
What's the difficulty?
His perception. Difficulty 6.
So it lasts for
1 week. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Alright.
Can I wait for him to hear something?
Yeah, you can't help but notice that he seems to be looking around a lot. As if though he's hearing things.
But he doesn't move at all.
Yeah. Not yet, anyway.
Okay. Can I try and throw a rock and make noise on his side?
Okay.
I'm trying to get in, okay?
I know. But
is that a...
it's just 2 humans, man.
Okay, so what do I go up and punch him?
No.
Okay, then I'll tell you what. I go up and the one I wasn't haunting, I tell him that I try to lie to him and tell him that I was invited.
All right. Would you mind rolling manipulation subterfuge?
Difficulty 6?
You'll be opposed by the guard.
Shit.
That's fine. Alright, the guard has, let's see, he has 2 wits, and he has...
I've got 8 dice.
So, 4 dice to roll, difficulty 6. Yeah, well, alright. He goes, the librarian invited you. Oh, yes, of course.
Okay.
Good luck with your late night research, sir.
Thank
As he
you.
unlocks and opens the door for you.
Alright. Fantastic. That was
See how much
harder.
easier that is than everything else you were doing?
Yeah. Yep. Got it. Lie to everyone. Lesson learned.
It's almost like you started for that or something. With 5... What? You literally just rolled 8 dice for lying.
Yep.
The average human rolls 4 dice on most things.
So, I believe you said earlier, if I'm to automatically succeed against lying, I have to have double the amount of dice they're rolling?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So against most humans, you can probably auto-succeed.
Can I just ask that from now on?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
It will only be in certain situations, though.
Okay. So, I walk inside.
Alright. The library is dark. Man, you really need to get, like, Auspex 1.
Yeah, well...
So, unfortunately, it's basically so dark you can't see shit.
Can I roll perception to hear something?
Okay.
Is it just perception?
No, it'd be perception alertness.
So just perception. Got it.
Yeah. Could be worse. Could be worse. All right. You do hear some footsteps. One set. Coming from nebulously somewhere relatively far in front of you.
Okay, I'm gonna take a couple steps forward so I'm not right by the door, and I'm gonna wait for it.
Alright. And then coming around a corner, you see but a man carrying a small flashlight.
Okay, can I smoke?
Yes, even inside
Right.
the Imperial Library.
I'm
Welcome to
gonna-
1912.
I'm gonna pull out a cigarette and my lighter.
All right.
Courage.
You proceed to light up. The man coming towards you seems to just sort of stop in his tracks and lets out a short hiss.
I say hello.
And he goes, "Playing with fire, most dangerous."
I'm not playing.
Anyway, come along.
I follow him.
Yeah, he sort of turns around and takes you towards the back of the library, running past the shelves filled with various chunks of history from the rise of the Austro-Hungarian Empire,
Okay.
and takes you to a back set of doors and puts in a key, unlocks them, and something feels very wrong about this.
Okay.
Because he sort of...
Before we go in, can I ask him if there's any other, dealing with the guards is annoying, is there any other way to get in the building?
And he goes, "Yes, they've actually all been dominated. They'll let you in if they see the symbol of Clan Tremere."
God damn it! So I could have showed him the fucking letter. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good
Except
to know.
it did indeed contain the symbol of Clan Tremere on it.
Yep, that's what I was hoping for, but.
To be fair, I did warn
You're
you
a-
that it would questionably bring up Masquerade issues.
You're a troll.
Because you have no idea.
You're a troll. But now I know.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it? Can I ask him if it's every guard inside the entire, the
The palace.
walled-in place, the palace? Yeah. Okay.
And he goes, "Yeah, most of them. Unfortunately, there's a few who don't respond. Try the other one if one won't let you in."
Okay.
Alright, and so he opens up this door, which seems rather ornate and just leads under the stairs, and then there's a wall behind the stairs that leads outside. So it catches you kind of off guard when he opens it, and there's just a long hallway.
Can I ask him where we're going?
And he goes, "We're going into the chantry. Please keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times."
Okay. And by the way, can I rip off the part of the letter with the seal on it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna put that in my inventory.
Yeah. The seal of Clan Tremere.
Yep.
Not a terrible thing to carry around. Anyway, so you walk through this Euclidean geometry-defying corridor, which most people would probably bother a bit more than the Malkavian.
Okay.
You're a bit used
It's
to...
perfectly fine.
Yeah, exactly. You're a bit more used to this sort of thing. So, and you come out the other end to what appears to be more library. And by your guess, this is part of the chantry. Now, you aren't really wholly certain on how this whole Tremere magic stuff works, but you do know that there is this nebulous chantry that seems to have entrances and exits all over the city.
Okay.
Well, at least exits anyway. No one's really certain where the entrances are. The only one that's known is the Imperial Library.
You guys don't feel like letting me know.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And if we were talking about where it was in real space, good luck with that.
No.
Like, even as a DM, I don't have a clue. They really don't tell you that.
Okay.
The central chantry is well hidden, that's all I know. You won't find it. So, they, at this point, you can't help but notice that the books in here are a little more dusty, and the topic of the books seems to have radically changed.
What do you mean changed? Oh,
Well,
based
it
on
went
what was
from the
outside?
history of Austria-Hungary to blood magic.
Okay, and I can read these from where I'm at.
Well, you can sort of read, like, the titles.
Yeah, that's about. Okay.
Yeah.
How bright is it in here? Candlelit?
Electric lighting, actually. Even the, Tremere.
true.
are-
Right, fire. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
No, nobody likes fire.
But
Remember?
Well, I don't mind a little bit of it, apparently. I've still got my cigarette.
Yeah, as long as you're in control of the lighter and the cigarette, it's not really a big problem for you. Other people, like, there's like, but it doesn't really bother them too much either. It's pretty well contained. But yeah, even the chantry, like, even this, almost 1,000-year-old structure probably seems to have been somehow given electrical lighting.
Just double checking, I've still got my pistol on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, he brings you through this room and another various series of rooms. You walk through almost what looks like a mad scientist's laboratory and a few other chambers of varying weirdness.
Okay.
If you didn't know better, you'd say you were walking through some kind of, vampiric university.
Okay.
And eventually, you get to a sitting room.
Have I seen any other vampires along the way?
No, actually.
Okay. Does it look like a well-trafficked area? Would I know?
Yeah, that's part of the strangeness of it.
Okay. What do I think? I walked into a room just now.
Yeah, you walked into a sitting room.
Okay. Like a green room, waiting for an appointment?
Pretty much, yeah. There's some comfy chairs. There's an unlit fireplace.
Okay.
It just looks like it's just there to be fancy.
I want to sit upside down on the chair. Like with my you know how when you lay upside down on the couch, you got your feet up against the wall? Like that. Like that.
Alright, you do that and the Tremere neonate just kind of looks at you and it's like, damn no.
Oh, it's a neonate following me. Okay, leading me.
Yeah. He's just a guy who does grunt work.
I'm gonna ask him why they chose him to escort me.
And he goes, I'm just the doorman.
Okay.
Whenever somebody needs escorting, it's my job. It's the honor given to me by Clan Tremere. He seems really proud of it.
I'm gonna ask him where everyone else is.
And he goes, curious, everyone else?
Okay. I say, yeah, I thought there were more of you.
Why, there are. There are 20 neonates alone in this chantry.
Where are they?
Well, they're in the back rooms.
Why not the front?
This is the first room you've entered of the chantry.
Why
Surely
not
you can't expect everybody to be in here.
Well, why not? It seems important.
This is just the entrance room.
So it's a big place. Got it.
Alright, you're not going to inquire any further. Carry on.
I'm not. Nope.
Alright.
So this is a waiting room. I assume I'm waiting for something now?
Yeah. At this point, the man that you actually know is Etrius. You, well, at least the viewers will know him from the party. But, this long-haired old man walks in. You've met with him a few times before. Okay. Once in a blue moon, he calls upon you to use your Malkavian future seeing.
Okay, I'm going to roll Eyes of Chaos on him.
Alright.
Difficulty 8.
Yep. Alright. You see a long and very strange history. And the future does not look much better around him. He's known, you note that he's being called by a figure you've never seen before that he seems to show loyalty to, as the loyal one.
Not Lazarus, gotcha.
And this figure says that you will lead the Council of Seven in my absence.
Not me. He's not saying you as in the
No, this is a nebulous figure talking to Etrius.
Alright. Gotcha.
And he says, but for now, my child, I must go into torpor.
Child with the E?
You don't really get subtitles on your vision.
Why not?
But
gotcha.
presumably, yes.
Okay. Well, there's a difference between child and child.
Yes, that's the problem.
Child and childer, I guess, would be the...
Yeah, the problem is childer is plural. You can at least tell the childer plural apart from children, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So,
Alright.
what did Atreus say to me?
And he says, "Greeting, my young Malkavian."
I'd say hello and wave. While still upside down with my cigarette.
Atreus seems not even remotely bothered by how you sit.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, he holds out an ashtray and just sort of dumps it onto the glass table that seems to sit between your two chairs.
Okay.
And then he simply presses his hand into the ashes and rubs around a little bit.
Okay.
I am in need of your future seeing skills once again. You're at the party now.
I'm gonna kick my legs down into the paint me like one of your French girl positions.
Mm-hmm.
As he's talking.
Yeah. Presumably you saw what happened at the party, yes?
Some of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, events are quickly hastening us towards an event in the future, and I need to know how it plays out.
Okay, so then I use Eyes of Chaos on the ashes. Or I agree
Alright.
first.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you'd like to use Eyes of Chaos. At this point, it's a random...
6.
Yep, it is 6.
I just rolled.
Yeah, with 4 successes. Ooh, boy. Alright. You see a map of Europe.
Okay.
You see lighting out
I'm
from...
gonna explain everything I see to Atreus.
Alright.
As
Truthfully?
You tell
plan to
me, and
conceal.
I'll tell you if I will withhold it on afterwards.
That's fine, fair. You see a map of Europe, and then you see the Serbia catch fire. Then you see Belgium catch fire. And quickly, as almost outwards, these fires seem to engulf the entirety of the continent.
From outwards from Serbia and Belgium.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you see crowns smashed against the ground, shattered into pieces. You can't help but recognize one of the crowns being that of Emperor Franz Joseph.
Okay.
These visions are pretty clear, by comparison to many of your visions, thanks to your large numbers of successes.
Right.
And then you see a long network of trenches. And then you see men coughing out their very lungs. As like their lungs literally just come out of their mouth.
Okay.
It's a rather disturbing sight. And you can't help but notice a yellow-tinted mist in the air.
Okay.
And you see a corpse pile. There are tens of millions.
And that's
But
the vision?
more importantly, no. But more importantly, sitting on a throne atop the corpse pile is Lazarus himself. And he seems to be playing chess.
With anyone?
No, that's the weird part. Not with anyone. He's just playing chess.
Okay. You know, I'm gonna tell him everything.
Just everything and straight truthful.
Yep.
Atreus almost hinges on your every word. Well, this is most concerning, he says. And he sighs and says, I see. Well, it is no mistake that the German Prince Gustav, the ruler of Berlin, you might note him also as Keegan's grandsire.
Oh, yeah, him.
Yeah, has had ambitions against the French, but such a cost seems rather high. He sighs and says, "Now tell me, can you describe the other crowns you saw shatter?"
Did I see them?
Yeah, you did see them. You didn't recognize them, though.
Okay, I totally don't remember what you said about the crowns.
You saw a set of crowns shatter. Like 3, in fact.
Okay. I tell him about the 3, and I have no idea what the crowns of each country look like.
As you describe them, Atreus pulls out a small sketch pad and does some sketching.
Can I sketch it for him? Can I sketch it for him? Can I roll Dexterity performance to...
Well, it would be... actually, it would be expression, but
okay,
yes.
Then, alright, well, even better.
Alright. Very well. You sketch out a pretty accurate representation of the other crowns you saw. And he says, "Most curious." "Well, if I didn't know better," he says, "I would say you've sketched out for me the crown of the Russian Empire and the crown of the German Empire."
Okay.
Most interesting. 3 crowns destroyed. Millions dead. And Europe plunged into what I would best say would be a terrible, tragic war. He breathes the heaviest sigh you think you could even hear come out of this man's mouth.
This guy seems pretty pathetic.
Does he now?
Not as a person or a vampire, but as a figurehead. Or at least he's controlling a pathetic situation.
Well, I mean, I'd say he's trying to be very cautious about his actions because he can kind of see where these roads are leading.
Yeah.
He's not exactly one to just toy with millions of lives. And especially now that you bring him, news of the crown of the Austrian
First World
Empire.
War, yeah.
Well, no. The First World War, everyone could kind of see it. No one really knew no one really knows or understands the true cost at this point. Remember how everyone in World War I thought about it? We'll be home by Christmas. It's fine.
Yeah. Well,
you're the first one to bring news of a 10 million corpse pile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I use that information later to talk to Colin about investing in
perhaps
firearms?
Perhaps you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps you can. But you bring news of a 10 million corpse pile, and worse yet, you bring news of the Austrian crown shattered. That's pretty telling of losing the war.
Yeah.
So it's not hard to see why, when events like this come, that he would call upon you to try and get better insight into the future.
Of course.
I mean, it's probably one of the main reasons you're in Vienna. Many vampires in the Camarilla, they don't like the Malkavians.
Yeah, it's not the only reason.
Yeah. But the Tremere, they're significantly more tolerating of the Malkavians because they can offer strange insights.
They still don't like me very much.
No, but like I said, they tolerate you.
And then I'm gonna dump the ashes of my cigarette into the tray.
And then he sighs. And he goes, "You've shown me the very far down the road, though I am concerned as to what leads to these events."
Okay.
And that actually seems very strange to you too. You're seeing all these things, but you can't seem to see even a year or two into the future. It seems almost what happens over the next 2 years or so is
very fluid.
Yeah. What could happen between, now, what the current course that we are on is likely going to end up in the results that you see. But what could happen between now and the next 2 years could change all of that in a flash.
So can I get up and walk around the room, shrugging a lot, explaining to him that the future is very fluid and is basically spewing bullshit about how I can't see the near future because it's fluid.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Before that, actually roll Perception Occult again.
Okay.
You notice there's something mystical preventing you from seeing into the near future. It isn't by natural design. Normally, you would be able to. But it seems almost as if somebody has managed to cloak the entire time period.
Well, I'm
prevent
going
it from peering eyes.
I'm going to still do what I said, but at the end tack on the fact that Lazarus might also be powerful enough to. I'm gonna mention Lazarus might be powerful enough to keep me from. That it seems like something is, and it's probably Lazarus cloaking me from seeing in the future.
You know, there are other beings that are just as powerful as Lazarus, or even more so, capable of doing such young things, neonate. You must be careful. And when he says this, you get a little flash of a little grandmother stirring a pot of stew, and 2 children tied up in front of it. Out of character, do you happen to note what I'm referencing?
Hansel and Gretel.
No, Baba Yaga, actually.
Oh, okay.
Basically the Russian version of Hansel and Gretel.
Okay, fair enough.
But yes. That just sort of flashes in front of you.
I'm going to keep that to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Would my character know anything about Baba Yaga or Hansel and Gretel, considering we're in Germany?
There's good potential for it.
Almost Germany, not Germany.
Well,
a German region. A German region.
German region, yeah. Well, let's see what you have. You have absolutely nothing in academics, so you have very little knowledge of history or folklore.
One intelligence die to roll.
Yeah, so no, you don't.
Okay.
You've heard the tale of Hansel and Gretel, but it doesn't seem right to you.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you perception awareness.
Perception awareness, okay.
Mm-hmm.
God
Note the little grandmother in your vision was a vampire.
Okay.
And a Nosferatu at that.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Mm-hmm. There are other... So yes, he informs you that there are other beings capable of cloaking vast regions of time and space.
Do I know about the Fae?
Yeah.
Are they the Fae in this universe? What are they called?
They're called the Changelings, and... No, not really.
Okay.
Don't worry, nobody knows about them, and as far as I'm concerned, they don't exist.
Gotcha.
You won't interact with them ever.
Gotcha.
So, don't worry about the Fae. Alright. And he beckons to the door and says, "I'm sure you can show yourself out."
Okay. Then I'll go back into the entrance. Can I try and find can I take one of the other passages out and see where it ends up?
No, actually. Because as you open the door to the sitting room, all you see is a long hallway leading back to the library.
Lovely.
It's almost as if it harkens back, this is the first room of the Chantry that the neonate said to you.
Okay. So I'll walk through the hallway, see where I end up.
Alright. You walk down the hallway and you walk out the other side and you're back in the Imperial Library.
The main one. The human one.
Yeah. You're back out of the magical Tremere space.
Okay. Then I'll...
One of those moments where you can't tell if it was your madness or if you, or Tremere magic when you were walking through those rooms.
Gotcha. Well, then... Can I spend some time wandering around the palace?
Well, wandering around the library at least.
Okay.
It would be highly ill-advised to enter the main part of the palace.
Well, then how do I get out? Don't I have to exit the main entrance?
No.
What am I going to break out a window again?
No, you just have to walk out the library door.
Yeah, doesn't that lead into the? Okay, I'm gonna
No,
walk out the library
there's
door and
separate
not
doors
question
for
it.
the library.
Okay, then I will walk out. Is the library this one or which one is it?
The
Of these
library is on the
three?
south side of the palace.
I see two on the south side and one on the north.
Well, first
Okay,
off, I'm not entirely certain how you can see a door on this map mode.
yeah, that's good. Well, I see.
Like,
You said it was
that's
in
the
three.
palace right there.
Oh, okay.
Like, you'll actually notice how it's like not even really filled in properly.
Yeah, I thought you meant that like from here to out here. If I can ping it.
No,
to-
no, no. That's the city center. That
Okay.
is many buildings, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Each of those black things is effectively its own independent structure.
Gotcha. Well, then, are there any history books? Well,
Yes, there are many.
are there any psychology? Are there any psychology books in this library?
Not in the public section.
Is there a private section?
Oh, there are many. They're behind sets of locked doors. Perhaps if you had the security skill, you might be able to pick them.
Can I try anyways?
No.
Okay.
You unfortunately need the security skill to pick locks.
I can't break the door down.
I
Not
mean,
not without the police coming. Gotcha.
that would make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
It would be ill-advised. You probably could, but I'm not going to recommend doing it.
I think cost blood. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll walk out, and in the main part of the city, I am just going to try to pretend to be a fortune teller and try and get some money with palm reading.
Ah, yes. The age-old art of palm reading. Well, rather nicely, it seems like your first customer walks up.
Okay.
And rather than having his palm read, he simply places a rather lovely little check on the table and simply walks off.
God. Does it look like I'm panhandling?
No. In fact, you can't help but seem like the man in the cloak was familiar. Well, not exactly Lazarus. Probably more like a Tremere, maybe.
By check, what do you mean? Because I think American, paid by check.
A bank check.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Then I pocket
It
that.
seems to be for about 1,000 crowns.
I assume the banks aren't open right now.
Yeah, unfortunately not. They tend not to be open at 1 in the morning.
How does a vampire do his banking?
Good question.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right? Damn. Maybe the Ventru can help you with that one.
Or I could ask my roommate to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pocket that for now.
It's not particularly surprising. You generally get paid for the work that you do for the Tremere,
Right.
depending on the degree of useful intel that you provide.
Clarity.
Yeah. And this was a fairly sizable check, so.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we account for inflation, you basically just got paid 20 grand.
Yeah. Yay for 4 successes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Then I'm still gonna not panhandle, but pretend to be a fortune teller. Where's the busiest point in the city?
You're pretty much in it.
All right. Well,
Unfortunately, it's still 1 in the goddamn morning.
can I head over to the red light district?
I mean, yes.
Okay, I realize I don't need money, so I'm gonna try and go to what essentially is a bar or a nightclub.
Generally at this point it would be called a speakeasy.
Okay, speakeasy.
This is generally where the lower classes gather to engage in the drinking of alcoholic beverages.
Yep.
Or, as we call them in modern nights, bars.
Yeah. So,
Although, that said, as compared to, modern times, there are very few women at these, and most of them are rather busty barmaids than actual customers.
when do they go home?
Well, it's already pretty late in the night, so there aren't too many people out at this point.
Okay,
But you
Yep.
eventually get out of the city center and manage to come across one. So,
A
like I
speakeasy?
said, yeah, speakeasy. Like I said, there aren't too many people here, though. There's probably only about a dozen.
Can I hang out and try and seduce one of the barmaids?
Okay,
I like keeping my blood full, and I don't see anything else to do tonight, so...
fair. Well, don't forget that you do have a point of herd from your roommates.
Yeah, but... I still... I'd rather just... It's just easier, I think.
Alright, in that case, please roll Appearance Subterfuge.
Okay.
Yeah, you're unfortunately a wee bit on the ugly side, my friend.
Yes, I am. I got
Yeah.
charisma for days, though.
Yeah, you got charisma for days, but you just don't look the part. You just really don't.
Alright.
Yeah, unfortunately, the barmaid, shuns your advances. She probably gets hit on daily by dozens of men, many of them better looking than you.
Alright, well then I'm gonna go home and fucking feed on my roommate.
Mm-hmm. Your roommates at this point are pretty deep in slumber, so you can recover your free blood point.
Am I depressed now?
Not really.
Okay.
They're just humans after all,
Manic,
right?
manic depressive, though.
Yeah.
I was rejected.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm just waiting for that to kick in at the most inopportune moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well. So, quite a little night you've had, and our little one-shot has come to an end. You now know a little bit more about the future,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that there is something afoot.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. And I'm sure the idea of a vampire just sitting in a, armchair playing chess against nothing on top of a pile of 10 million corpses is an entertaining thought for anybody.
Yep.
So with that, thank you, lovely viewers. I've been your lovely host, Kelvin, and joining me for this little one-on-one session has been Andy.
Hello.
You're supposed to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
There you go. Good little milk. Bye-bye, everyone.